Trump just posted on Truth Social, quote, "Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. God bless America."
Now these motherfuckers are trying to distract us by releasing classified alien and UFO documents. Don't nobody give a you the monster, motherfucker. Trying to distract us. When you the monster, I'll go smoke a joint with E.T. scared of your ass. If tomorrow they have a press conference with Yoda, Spock, Alf, I'll be like, cool story, bro. Cool story. Cool. Now where the rest of them fucking files you in?
Greetings, my BPPN family. One second, everybody. 1 second. Leave Lord, homeboy, what's happening? Yeah, you still coming, right? Yeah, I know y'all was saying y'all was gonna take a detour. You didn't really want the word to get out, but you said you were coming here. Yeah, you heard the news. Yeah, they said they was trying to release all the information about y'all, even though they don't have anything. Yeah, you still on the way, right? Huh?
Yeah, we are not coming to this ratchet planet for a few centuries.
Big Lord, come on, man. Big Lord. That's messed up. Let's talk about timing. Over the past few weeks, conversations about the Epstein files started resurfacing. Names, connections, questions that never really fully went away. You know, questions that involve money, influence, and people at the highest level of power. At the same time, what has dominated the timeline, aliens, UFO disclosure debates, and endless speculations about visitors from space. Now, I enjoy good conspiracy as much as anybody. You know, satire works, but when spectacle suddenly becomes the loudest topic in the room, at the same moment serious corruption questions start trending, you should take a moment, because the distraction doesn't have to look like it's being coordinated to be effective. It only has to become louder.
We have a president who started out when the country was together and had a wonderful leader, and he is tearing us limb from limb. Well, destroying every institution.
Let's talk about this Donald Trump, even though we don't want to. Let's bring it on the panel for this.
He's a car salesman. He's a used car salesman.
Absolutely.
And he's, you know, he didn't make America great again, but he did turn back the odometer. So who knows what the hell is wrong with us?
And I'm an old mother, but I've seen some shit I've never seen. This kind of shit. And don't hit me with Michael Cash. Well, what about Biden? This has nothing to do with Biden. Nothing to do with Biden. Nothing. Or Biden's kid. I'm so sick of hearing that shit. This madness needs to stop, where they are turning their militarized ICE against our own citizens.
Michael Cohen with a stunning and blunt assessment of his former boss, Donald Trump.
He is a racist, he is a con man, and he is a cheat.
Under oath on Capitol Hill, Trump's former personal lawyer and keeper of secrets let loose on effectively everything.
Donald Trump is a man who ran for office to make his brand great, not to make our country great. He had no desire or intention to lead this nation, only to market himself and to build his wealth and power.
You know, calling someone a con man is entertaining. It gives people something sharp to repeat. But it keeps the conversation at the personality level. It keeps it at a joke level. The real question is not whether somebody behaves like a salesman. The real question is whether systems are being exploited for profit while attention is elsewhere.
Barron Trump invested $30 million in Bitcoin 30 minutes before Donald Trump's China tweet last week. Turns out that wallet cashed out at $190 million just 24 hours later, which is just proof that Barron Trump and the Trump family did insider trading with Bitcoin, and it is a shame that the President of the United States, who's apparently a billionaire, has to rely on tactics like this to make his 6'8" son rich.
As a member of the press, let me try to clear up some of the things which you say are untrue. You write in your book, "My bankers and I worked out a terrific deal that allows me to come out stronger than ever. I see the deal as a great victory, and eventually the rest of the world will too." Being on the verge of bankruptcy, being bailed out by the banks,
Well, you don't have to say on the
skating on thin ice and almost drowning, that That's a businessman to be admired?
You say on the verge of bankruptcy, Barbara, and you talk on the verge, and you listen to what people are saying.
I talk to your bankers.
Well, that's fine. And what do they say? I mean, depending on which banker you're talking to, what do they...
And the Taj Mahal, which was going to save everything, is just about breaking even, and your other two casinos are down 20% from last year. You have debts to pay back.
Right.
You have huge loans to pay back. You say the country is in a depression. What makes you think that you can pay back those loans? And further, what your bankers have told us is that the only way you even have a chance is by selling that property out there totally, the plaza.
Well, I don't know what the bankers have said. The plaza is a very valuable property. Everybody told me, oh, you paid too much, you paid too much. Now they're all saying what a great deal he made on the plaza.
Hey, that's a serious claim. Historic profit, insider trading, wealth accumulation tied to political proximity. That has nothing to do with the Elliott conversation. That's a whole structured conversation. And those type of conversations are harder to mean. They require follow-up. They require somebody to be accountable. They require attention. The spectacles out here do not.
It was just announced that Dina Powell-McCormick will be the new president of Meta. I just want to break down the current state of media in case you missed it. TikTok is being purchased by Larry Ellison, longtime Trump friend. Meta's new president is a longtime Trump friend, Ms. Powell-McCormick. So there's Facebook and Instagram. We all know Twitter is owned by Elon Musk. CBS was just purchased by David Ellison, Larry Ellison's son, and has already started censoring reporters. He's now trying to purchase Warner Brothers, which would give him control of CNN. Obviously, we have Fox News, One America News, Newsmax. Those are all owned by Trump loyalists. And the Washington Post is owned by Bezos, who has recently become a Trump friend. Effectively, all social media and a huge portion of traditional media is all currently or will soon be under the control of the Trump administration. This is horrifying. Pay attention. Fact check everything from multiple sources. Not sure how much longer I'll be able to post here, but I'll keep doing it till the wheels fall off.
When media ownership concentrates on narratives and not ideology, that is the market math, and a few entities control distribution. They do not have to censor uncomfortable stories. They can simply prioritize the other ones. Something louder, something more shareable, something emotionally addictive. Aliens.
I'm really a good businessman. I'm so good at business. Oh.
Not true. Trump is a business failure. Almost every business he's touched, he's driven into the ground.
When it comes to great steaks, I've just raised the stakes. Trump Steaks are the world's greatest steaks, and the Sharper Image is the only store where you can buy them.
According to Sharper Image's then CEO, they literally sold almost no steaks.
Trump had a failed board game.
My new game is Trump, the game.
Trump, the game, because it's not whether you win or lose, it's whether you win.
A failed bicycle race called Tour de Trump. A failed football team.
It's going to stay strong. It's going to stay strong for a long time.
Trump decided it was a good idea to start a mortgage company in 2006.
It's a great time to start a mortgage company.
That failed in less than 2 years. Let's see, what else was there?
Whatever happened to Trump Airlines?
Oh, that was a good one. One of his planes had a crash landing within the first 2 months, which he insisted was the most beautiful landing you've ever seen. The business failed within 3 years.
How about Trump University?
Failed.
And then there's Trump Magazine.
Failed.
Trump Vodka.
Failed.
It's Trump Travel, Trump Ice, Trump Network.
Failed, failure. Trump has even managed to bankrupt multiple casinos. How do you lose money running a casino?
Now let's connect this clearly. When the corruption questions resurface, and at the same time, public conversations shift towards spectacle, outrage, and skywashing, you should panic. You should observe. You should ask why attention is migrating. You should ask who benefits when the attention is fragmented. Because see, that distraction doesn't eliminate the problem, it only delays the scrutiny. And delays favor whoever is being scrutinized.
You could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
You do not even have to have elections anymore because you can already predict, and afterwards you can say, why do we need elections?
because we know what the result will be.
Our primary mission is, in fact, to set a global standard for the world for behavior.
What we are very proud of now, the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
You want the function, you want the service, right? Why you want to own a cell phone if you can just lease it? And if you lease, why shouldn't you lease your refrigerator or your washing machine or your dishwasher, or why do you want to own it?
I propose putting an end to anonymity on social media.
If 1 billion people stop eating meat, I tell you it has a big impact.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains? And we measure your brain waves.
There's some really interesting research that we can plant false memories in the brain. People believing that they've been at Disney World with characters who are not Disney characters, taking photographs with those characters.
And substituting humans for machines is going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations.
You don't think it's weird that that video of the Obamas came out at a certain time during Black History Month? You don't think it's odd that Greenland is constantly being under threat? The whole alien things. You don't think all that has anything to do with something that's possibly worse than anything we could have ever imagined?
This is how other countries are responding to the Epstein files. In India, they're protesting their prime minister because Jeffrey Epstein mentioned the prime minister in an email stating the Indian Prime Minister Modi took advice and danced and sang in Israel for the benefit of the US president. They had met a few weeks ago. It worked. Almost as if they had puppeteered the whole thing. And Indian citizens are demanding transparency and accountability. Norway is waiving their diplomatic immunity for their former prime minister because he had visited Epstein Island multiple times. And just as a reminder for context, that's after Jeffrey Epstein pled guilty and therefore was convicted to that of a minor and was already released from jail. And because he visited the island many times after that, Norway is seeking criminal charges against their former prime minister because of it. The murderer, formerly known as Prince Andrew, has not only been stripped of his titles, but now is being formally investigated. There are resignations left and right all over Europe, but in the United States, people like Elon Musk, who sent emails like this from his work SpaceX account, is not only not being criminally investigated, but apparently the investors at SpaceX don't even think it's a problem. Gee, I wonder why, and are still planning on going public with SpaceX this year. I mean, let's not even get started on this, who allegedly watched his newborn child from his underage victim get and disposed of in Lake Michigan. And nothing, just proving that the United States government is just the largest PDF ring in the world.
But let's talk about some aliens. Let me break it down for you. If extraterrestrials were evaluating Earth right now, they would not be confused by our technology. They would be confused by our priorities. We can debate UFOs for 8 hours straight. We can't sustain focus on financial corruption for 8 minutes. That's not by a mistake. That's not some accident. It's not some conspiracy. It's just a bait and switch. It's typical. It's not about you believing in aliens or you not believing in aliens. This is about when noise tries to replace investigation, when the spectacle tries to replace accountability. And if you care about corruption, then care consistently. If you care about elite wrongdoing, then follow the money even when the algorithm is pointing you toward the sky. Because distraction is cheaper than transparency, man. Noise is easier than reform. And the attention is the most valuable resource in politics. Guard yours. Stay vigilant. Stay engaged. Stay revolutionary. Good God. Hey, my man, can you pick me up? No? Hey, bro, just pick me up. Why are you all... Bruh, look. E.T., I didn't know E.T. I'm just... Alright, look. First of all... Good luck. Hello? Hello? This